Welcome, the anointed ones. When God's hand is on your life, even the highest seats of power will feel the tremble of His purpose moving through you. Think that's an exaggeration? Think again. Studies have shown that those who operate with unwavering faith and divine purpose often attract attention from places you'd least expect. Yes, even from the corridors of government. But here's the kicker. This isn't about fame, power, or photo ops. This is about destiny calling you louder than ever before. Now imagine this. A high-ranking government official, someone you'd usually see on TV signing policies or dodging tough questions, is sitting in a room right now discussing you. Not because of your resume, your social media following, or even your ability to microwave leftovers without drying them out, which, let's admit, is a skill. No, they want to meet you because they've sensed something about you, something divine. What could this mean? Why now? And most importantly, are you ready for what's coming next? Stay tuned because this is no ordinary story, it's your story, chosen one. Let's dive in. Number 1. Spiritual magnetism meets earthly power. God's chosen ones carry a unique energy that cannot be hidden. It isn't something loud or boastful. It's a quiet, unshakable power that speaks volumes without uttering a word. This energy doesn't just inspire. It disrupts, attracts, and even intimidates. It's why people in positions of power, including those you'd least expect, are drawn to you. A government official reaching out to meet you is not random. It's the result of an invisible pull, a spiritual alignment happening behind the scenes. When heaven's plans intersect with the corridors of earthly power, something extraordinary is set in motion. These individuals, often seen as the gatekeepers of society, sense that there is something about you they cannot explain. They see you as someone who doesn't fit into the usual mold, someone who operates on a higher frequency. To them, you represent a piece of the divine puzzle they are missing, a bridge between the spiritual and the material. But this isn't just about curiosity. When a person of influence recognizes your light, it's because God is moving through both of you. Their position in government may seem untouchable, but even they can feel the divine shift you bring. Whether they're fully aware of it or not, this meeting is less about their authority and more about yours. You're not being summoned to bow or conform. You're being called to bring something they cannot produce on their own. Divine wisdom, unshakable truth, and a perspective rooted in eternity. The spiritual magnetism you carry doesn't just open doors, it redefines the entire space. Their position might be high, but your purpose is higher. And in this meeting, it's clear. Earthly power moves aside when faced with the undeniable authority of God's chosen. Number 2. They've been watching you for longer than you think. God's chosen ones are never truly hidden, even when they think they are. The light you carry isn't just visible, it's magnetic, and people notice it long before you realize they're watching. A government official reaching out to meet you is not the beginning of their interest. It's the culmination of a quiet, deliberate observation. They've been watching you, studying how you carry yourself, how you speak truth without fear, and how you navigate a world that tries to silence people like you. These individuals aren't drawn to just anyone. They are surrounded by polished speakers, trained leaders, and professional strategists every day. What makes you different is your authenticity, your unshakable sense of purpose, and the way you disrupt the ordinary simply by being who you are. They've seen how you refuse to bow to societal norms, and how you move through life as though guided by something far greater than human understanding. This kind of attention isn't accidental, it's divine. Your steps have been ordered, and the fact that they've taken notice of you is part of a larger plan. Whether they view you as a partner, a threat, or a mystery, their interest is undeniable. They sense that your influence comes from a source they can't control and that both intrigues and unsettles them. But here's the truth. Their invitation to meet isn't about offering you power or recognition. It's about them trying to understand what they've been observing from the shadows. They've seen the way you move, the way your presence shifts atmospheres, and now they're stepping forward to acknowledge it. Whether they realize it or not, they're drawn to you because they see a reflection of God's work in you, and that's something they cannot ignore. Number 3, this isn't flattery, it's a test. When a government official, someone with authority and influence, reaches out to meet you, it's easy to feel flattered. But this is not about admiration. It's a test, and one of the most critical you'll ever face. God doesn't allow encounters like this for vanity or status. This is a moment of reckoning, designed to reveal who you truly are beneath the surface. The test is layered. First, it challenges your discernment. Not everyone who approaches you with kind words and high regard is acting with pure intentions. Some will see your light and want to exploit it for their own gain. Others might be curious but lack alignment with your divine purpose. You'll need to see past titles and gestures to understand the real reason they want to meet you. Second, it's a test of your humility. Power is seductive, and meeting someone with worldly influence can be tempting. But as a chosen one, you cannot be swayed by the allure of earthly authority. Your purpose isn't to conform to their systems, but to remain steadfast in the calling God placed on your life. Will you stay true, or will the promise of influence distract you? Finally, this is a test of your readiness. Are you prepared to walk into a room where the stakes are high, where your words and actions could shift the course of events? This meeting isn't about blending in. It's about standing firm in your truth. They may see you as a resource, but you are much more. You're a beacon of divine wisdom sent not to follow their lead, but to challenge, transform, and remind them that even in positions of power, they too are subject to a higher authority. Pass this test and your impact will be undeniable. Number 4, you are the bridge between two worlds. As one of God's chosen, your role is not confined to the ordinary or the expected. You exist in a space where the spiritual and the material overlap, carrying the responsibility of connecting two vastly different realms. This isn't just about being spiritual or worldly, it's about being both, in a way that reshapes the world around you. When someone in power reaches out to you, it's not because they see you as another cog in their system. They're drawn to the divine energy you carry, an energy that cannot be replicated or controlled. This meeting is a sign that your purpose extends beyond personal growth. You've been positioned to bring light into spaces where darkness has taken root. You are not meant to conform to their rules, expectations, or frameworks. Instead, you're there to challenge, to shift, and to reveal what they cannot see on their own. Being a bridge between these worlds is not easy. It means you'll often find yourself misunderstood, walking a path that feels lonely but necessary. You carry the weight of divine truth into structures built on compromise, fear, and control. Your presence alone creates tension because the systems of power are not designed to accommodate the kind of light you bring. Yet, that's precisely why you're there. Transformation doesn't happen from the outside. It happens when someone like you steps in and refuses to lose their identity. You're not here to fit into their systems. You're here to expose what's broken and lay the foundation for something better. To bridge these worlds is to walk in both, but bow to neither. It's to bring heaven's agenda into earthly spaces, one bold step at a time. Number 5, God's kingdom has no fear of earthly titles. As a chosen one, you are not intimidated by earthly titles, no matter how grand they may seem. Presidents, senators, diplomats, these are human constructs, symbols of power within systems created by man. But you operate under a higher authority, one that supersedes the limitations of human institutions. Your identity is rooted in God's kingdom, where power is eternal and unshakable. When a government official requests to meet you, it's not a moment for reverence or awe toward their position. Instead, it's an opportunity to bring divine alignment to their influence. They may hold titles that command respect in the world, but you carry an authority that comes directly from God. This meeting isn't about submission, it's about stewardship. It's about ensuring that their decisions, policies, and power reflect the higher calling they may not even realize they are a part of. This doesn't mean you approach with arrogance. Rather, you walk in humility paired with unwavering confidence. You recognize that their power is temporary, while the authority you carry is eternal. They might sit at the helm of worldly systems, but you are the reminder that all systems ultimately bow to God's will. Your role in this encounter is to speak truth, offer guidance, or simply carry the presence of the divine into their space. You're not there to be molded by their influence, but to ensure that their power is aligned with a greater purpose. In this moment, the titles they carry become secondary to the mission you represent. Earthly power may be loud, but the quiet, unyielding authority of God's kingdom will always have the final word. And through you, that word is being delivered. Number 6. The invitation is about your unique purpose. The invitation you've received isn't coincidental. It's deeply tied to your unique purpose. Every challenge you've faced, every victory you've claimed, and even the quiet moments of uncertainty have been orchestrated to prepare you for this exact moment. This meeting is not a gesture of recognition for what you've done. It's a divine summons to step into the next phase of your mission. You were chosen for reasons that go beyond human understanding. Your resilience, clarity, and ability to remain anchored in your faith have made you someone who cannot be overlooked. When a government official reaches out to you, it's not about what they can give you, or even what they can learn from you. It's about aligning your spiritual path with the earthly platforms that need transformation. This moment is a call to action. It's not about them seeking you out for their own agenda. It's about God moving through this meeting to open doors for His purposes. You may think they are in control, but this is about aligning their influence with your divine assignment. The platforms they control are merely tools that can be redirected for greater impact. Your unique preparation is what sets you apart. Others could have received this call, but they wouldn't carry the spiritual weight, perspective, or purpose that you do. This isn't a meeting to promote you, it's a meeting to position you. God doesn't waste moments, and this one is specifically designed to activate something greater within you. It's not about fitting into their world or agenda. It's about stepping into a divine alignment that will not only impact them, but will also elevate your calling to new heights. Your purpose is the focus, and this meeting is the catalyst for what comes next. Number 7. You are being called to expose corruption at the highest levels. This meeting isn't just about conversation or collaboration. It's a divine assignment to confront corruption at its core. God doesn't send His chosen ones to comfortable spaces. He sends them to places where truth is scarce, where deception thrives, and where your voice carries the weight to disrupt the status quo. If you've been called into a room filled with power players, it's not for recognition. It's because God needs someone unshaken to stand where others have fallen silent. Corruption at the highest levels often hides behind polished rhetoric, titles, and influence. These systems thrive because too many people lack the courage to confront them. But you are different. Your insight into divine truth makes you a threat to every lie, scheme, and manipulation that's been carefully woven into these structures. You don't just see the surface, you see the spirit behind it. This isn't a task for the faint-hearted. You'll need to speak in rooms where fear silences most, where the stakes are high, and where truth feels dangerous. But remember, your authority doesn't come from the systems of this world. It comes from God, who has already gone before you and paved the way. No title or position in that room can outweigh the calling you carry. Are you ready to expose what others are too afraid to address? It's not just about speaking boldly, it's about being a living testament to God's justice in places where injustice has been normalized. This is why you were chosen, not to conform, not to compromise, but to challenge and change. The invitation isn't about what you can gain, it's about what you've been sent to dismantle. You're not walking into that room alone. You're walking in with heaven's full backing. Number 8. Your presence alone disrupts their world. There's something undeniable about the presence of a chosen one. You don't have to say a word to make an impact. When you step into a room, the atmosphere changes. For those operating in systems of power, especially those built on compromise and manipulation, your presence alone becomes a disruption. It's not just about who you are, it's about what you carry. The divine energy within you shakes foundations, exposing cracks they thought were hidden. This isn't about intimidation, it's about truth. When someone has spent their life navigating and even thriving in a corrupt system, encountering someone whose very existence challenges that system can be deeply unsettling. They may not even understand why they feel uncomfortable in your presence, but they do. It's not because you're trying to provoke anything, It's because the light you carry illuminates everything they've been trying to keep in the shadows. This meeting won't just be an exchange of words or ideas, it will be a mirror for them. Your presence will force reflection, even if they are not ready for it. It will reveal the gap between their public facade and their private reality, between their power and their purpose. For some, it will be a moment of revelation, an opportunity to align with something greater. For others, it will be a reckoning as the systems they've built start to feel less stable in the face of your unyielding authenticity. You don't need to force this. It happens naturally because God's hand is on you. Your presence is a reminder that their authority, no matter how absolute it seems, is temporary and answerable to a higher power. Whether they embrace it or resist it, one thing is certain. After meeting you, they won't leave the same. Number 9. They seek what you have, but they cannot take it. When a powerful official seeks you out, it's not just your words or wisdom they're after. It's the unique essence you carry. They may ask for guidance, for insight, or even for your blessing. But here's the truth. What you possess cannot be replicated or stolen. The authority you walk in isn't something that can be passed along, bought, or traded. It's an intrinsic part of your divine calling, a gift from God that cannot be duplicated or extracted. This meeting may seem like a chance for them to tap into your power, but in reality, it's an opportunity for them to confront the fact that they can never possess what you have. They are drawn to your clarity, your wisdom, and your ability to stand firm in truth, but the divine connection you hold is yours alone. No amount of influence or resources can purchase what God has bestowed upon you. What they truly need from you isn't something they can control or take. It's a moment of awakening, an awareness that the kind of power they've been seeking is not found in titles, money, or influence. It lies in the ability to surrender to a higher calling and to align their will with God's. They may hope to extract your blessing or insight, but the real transformation comes when they realize that their quest for control is futile if they don't first align their heart with the divine purpose that you represent. This meeting isn't about transferring your power to them. It's about awakening them to something beyond their reach, something that requires humility, surrender, and alignment with a higher truth. They can't take what you carry, but they can be awakened to the possibility of embracing it for themselves, if they're willing. Number 10. It's a divine setup for a greater purpose. This meeting may feel monumental, but in the grand scheme of your divine journey, it's just a stepping stone. You might walk into this room thinking it's the culmination of everything you've worked for, but the reality is that it's part of something far greater, a setup for a purpose that extends far beyond what you can immediately grasp. The true impact of this encounter might not be fully realized in the moment. You might not see the fruits of this meeting instantly, but rest assured, this is part of a much bigger plan. God doesn't work in small, isolated events. He's weaving together a tapestry of moments that will eventually come together in ways that will change the course of your life and the lives of those you're meant to influence. This encounter, no matter how significant it seems, is one of the pieces that will trigger a chain of events that lead you to fulfill your divine mission. The ripples of this meeting will extend into places you may not even be aware of yet. The conversations that follow, the doors that open, and the relationships that form will all be part of a divine orchestration that aligns perfectly with God's ultimate plan for you. You're not just being called to show up and make an impression. You're being positioned to effect change on a scale you might not yet be able to comprehend. It's easy to think this meeting is the end goal, but in truth, it's just the beginning. It's a divine setup for something bigger, something more impactful. Stay rooted in the knowledge that God's hand is in every step, even when the results aren't immediate. Trust that this moment will set off a sequence of events that align with your higher purpose, and you'll look back one day and realize this was just the start of something extraordinary. Number 11. Your energy will reveal their true intentions. As a chosen one, your energy is a force that cannot be ignored, and it has a unique ability to expose hidden truths. When you walk into a room, especially one with powerful figures, your presence alone becomes a spiritual lie detector. You don't need to hear every word they say to know what's beneath the surface. Your intuition, sharpened by divine wisdom, can feel when something doesn't align with God's plan. This meeting will be no different. It will be a moment of clarity that reveals whether this official is genuinely in alignment with the divine, or if they're operating under false pretenses. Your spiritual radar is finely tuned, and you've learned to trust it over time. When you're in the presence of someone, especially someone in power, you're able to sense whether their words match their intentions. Are they truly here to support your mission? Or are they trying to manipulate the situation for their own benefit? Your energy will expose the truth. This isn't about assuming the worst. It's about being in tune with the divine, knowing that your purpose and mission come first. As much as they may try to put on a mask, the truth will surface when you're around. You'll feel it in your spirit, the tension, the authenticity, or the lack thereof. This is why trusting your intuition is so crucial. It's not just a feeling, it's a divine tool that guides you through these encounters. So, when you meet with this official, don't focus on their words alone. Pay attention to the energy they project, and let your spiritual intuition guide you to the truth. It will reveal whether they are aligned with your purpose, or whether they are there to distract, manipulate, or deceive. Number 12. The outcome may surprise you. When you walk into this meeting, do so with an open mind, free of expectations. The truth is, God's chosen ones aren't sent to blend in. They're meant to disrupt the status quo. If you're expecting a smooth conversation that leads to instant alliances or grand outcomes, you may be setting yourself up for disappointment. This meeting is likely to challenge everything you think you know about your role and your purpose. It's not about confirming what you already believe. It's about pushing you into new realms of understanding, sometimes even shaking the very foundation of your assumptions. God doesn't need you to conform to the systems of this world. Often He places His chosen ones in situations that force them to question everything, their own limitations, their mission, and the very structures that they thought they understood. The outcome of this meeting might not be the affirmation you were hoping for. It might not align with your expectations or your previous vision of success. But that's exactly the point. It's designed to move you out of your comfort zone and into the unknown, into the place where true transformation happens. Be prepared for something unexpected. This encounter may not end with a handshake of partnership or the endorsement you imagined, but it will lead to something deeper, something that aligns more closely with your divine purpose. The outcome might surprise you, but it's all part of God's bigger plan to move you forward, even if it means tearing down your preconceived notions. What seems like a challenge or an unexpected result is actually a pivotal moment that propels you into the next phase of your mission. Stay open and trust that what's unfolding is exactly what you need, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. As you step into this divine encounter, remember that this is not just another meeting. This is a crossroads in your divine journey. You are not here to conform, but to challenge, to awaken, and to realign the powers that be with God's higher purpose. The truths that will be revealed, the lessons you'll learn, and the impact you will have cannot be measured by worldly standards. You are a catalyst for change, a divine disruptor in a world that desperately needs transformation. The outcome, though it may be surprising or unexpected, is precisely what you need to move forward. God has placed you at the crossroads of destiny, not to take the easy path, but to create new ones. As you walk into this meeting, let go of the need for validation or approval. Trust that your presence alone will do more than words ever could. The divine wisdom you carry is not for sale, and it will not be compromised. Stand firm, walk in your truth, and know that this meeting is only a part of something far greater. You are being positioned for something extraordinary, a role that goes beyond titles that hold no sway over your purpose. Whether this meeting aligns with your expectations or challenges everything you've thought, trust that you're exactly where you need to be. God's plan is in motion, and your role in it is irreplaceable. Walk boldly, for you are chosen for such a time as this. The world may not be ready for the power you carry, but it is desperately in need of it. Trust that every step, every encounter, and every challenge is part of the unfolding of your divine mission. The best is yet to come, and this is just the beginning. If this message resonated with you, if you felt that divine spark, that unmistakable pull to something greater, then you're exactly where you're meant to be. You were drawn here for a reason, and this journey is only beginning. So, don't miss out on what's coming next. Hit that subscribe button and join a community of like-minded souls who are stepping into their divine purpose, challenging the status quo, and embracing the extraordinary path they were meant to walk. By subscribing, you're not just staying connected to powerful content. You're aligning yourself with the very energy of transformation and purpose. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's ahead. Every video is crafted to help you tap into your higher calling and awaken to the divine mission you were born for. So go ahead, hit subscribe, and let's keep walking this journey together. The best is yet to come, and I can't wait to share it with you. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and always remember, you are chosen for greatness. Remain blessed, the anointed ones.